What's up, guys? So let me get to the deck profile, then I'll start explaining myself. So now here we have two masterpieces. I didn't like playing three because they're clogged. If I drew multiples, it sucks. If I drew opening hand, it sucks. And I would have to pop it in my hand if I have the diagram in order to make use of it. And I would rather pop the spells and traps to get the pluses off of the heritage. I mean, I could still attribute two spells and traps to make him, to like summon him, but that's negating to myself first turn if I go first. And going second, yeah, it's cool, but I wanna, more consistent if I play two. Three of this guy, every deck plays three of him, and one of the other two. I cut the third masterpiece for this guy. I like him better, but I honestly don't really trigger him that much. But he's still cool. Especially if you want to have domain, you want to have two tribute summon monsters on the field, so that way if they kaiju one, you would sub the other one, and you can get two triggers off if they activate two different cards in order to get rid of one of them. So yeah, domain's usually still pretty live action. And then we have one of this guy. You explode him with diagram, you search, and then you bring him back with the revival trap, which I play three of, to pop them again, or to have a wall, or just to have a beat stick. I would love these two. And then there's three of the other trap. And then there's the warning. There's the Imperial Order to stop you from doing stuff. And if you want to turn off your Imperial Order, just tribute it with your two Dracos. 3 field spell plus 1 more field spell. Thanks to main decking this, I won all of my zoo matchups during the regional, and yeah, I played one only. Some builds play 2 or 3. I don't know, one seems to be perfect for me. Usually if they get rid of one, they explode with all their extra deck stuff, and then yeah, the second copy I would like to have. It's not as useful. And drawing multiple field spells suck, because then you would have to discard it with Demise if you already have it on the field, or you would have to play over the other one. So usually I would like to just end with one domain, instead of having one domain and then another one in my hand just getting ready to be discarded with Demise. So one's fine. 3 heritage and 3 disciples. If you know anything about your Dracos, you know you need 3 of these. And then there's a Terraformings. There's, Terraformings is a good card. Standard Demise draw spell lineup. 3 Duality, 3 Demise, and 2 Desires. I never resolved the second one because I would deck out. I mean, I'm not gonna lie though. Round 1 I played against the Zephyr deck and I lost because 1, I didn't know what Zephyrs did. And 2, I decked myself out because I decided, ooh, I can resolve 2 Desires. And I decked myself out, and that's how I lost round 1. Yep, don't ever do that. But that was the first day I've actually played this deck in real life. Usually I played it with DevPro, and that's not the best playtesting to have. 1 Upstart, 1 Chalice, 1 Stormforce, and 1 Cyclone. Yep. That is the spell lineup. I like to play one of everything, because, I don't need to draw one of them. I don't need to draw multiples. I mean, multiple Cyclones is cute, I guess, but you'd be popping the back rows a lot. And I like to pop the back rows with my face-up spell, and then the face-up trap and tributing a monster. That's more fun to do. The Cyclones is just in case. If you notice, this is a 41 card deck, and I played Upstart Goblin. Yep, I know, a lot of people are triggered, but you know what? I play this card, and it filters out the banished cards for this. So that way I can technically banish away 9 cards, and I separate the heritages and the actual engine from being banished. So I like it. It's still technically a 40 card deck, so shut up. Get triggered, I care not. I topped. Did you top? You probably did. If you did top, you don't need to watch this video. If you did not top, well, this worked for me, so up yours. Side deck. 2 Ghost Ogres, 1 Max C. Yeah, I like this. Ash is cool, but I didn't want to pay for it. Yeah, so those are there. Kaiju Engine. Yep, I like to explode things and get rid of things. No need to explain that. Raigeki. For those of you guys who are just starting out with this kind of deck, when you're playing mirror matches and they're going to tribute their masterpiece for a spell and a monster, no, a trap and a monster, because that way your traps won't pop his Draco, and your traps won't pop his masterpiece, and your masterpiece won't pop his masterpiece. So they're left with spells. And so this is here, and these are here to get rid of mirror match problems. More mirror match problems to get rid of. Don't need to explain those. And Skill Drain, which I wish I main decked. This card put in a lot of work. Soul Drain, I never used. Macro, I never used. I expected to play a lot of True Kings. Didn't really happen. So you get, and grass decks. So these would have been pretty good against the True King and grass decks, but I didn't play against those. So yeah, that's the deck, guys. If you want to buy this deck, I have a link to the eBay description down below. I'll explain why as I turn my face to this camera. So, why did I play this regional? I played this regional because I have a hankering for Yu-Gi-Oh! really, really huge hankering for Yu-Gi-Oh! I wanted to get expensive cardboards in my hands after like a year off. So I decided, you know what, I'll just buy the best deck with one good paycheck. And I bought 2 Dracos. No, 2 Dracos, yeah. I bought 2 Dracos because it was a deck without an extra deck. That's really the main only reason. And the deck was fun. I love this deck. This deck was just... Oh man, I can't explain how much I love this deck. I haven't loved the deck this much since Heroes. So I'm really sad to part with it. So my mentality for the regional weekend was just to buy a deck, play, and then just sell a deck, get my money back, and my fix is settled. And I also didn't buy an extra deck because if somebody bought the deck, then what would they do to the same extra deck set, you know? And that would kind of deter them away from playing the game. And not playing the game, from buying the deck. And if somebody new wants to get into Yu-Gi-Oh! For a new format, then they wouldn't have to worry about links and you know, and the deck probably won't be as expensive if it had an extra deck. So if you guys want to get into the game and buy the deck, link down below, get the deck from me, and help me make my money back. So the regional results, there's like 300 people there, rounding up, and I went 26th place out of everybody, which is really good considering I haven't played for a whole year, and I didn't know the meta at all. So yeah, my matchups were round 1, Zephyros. I lost because I didn't know what the deck did. Yeah, and yeah, I decked out myself 1 game. It was a really close game. It was a really fun game. He's cool. He was a cool dude. Round 2 against Zeus. The deck has an amazing matchup against Zeus, ironically speaking, because they draw all their back row, sure, but they're all monster hate back row. So I would pop their back row with my diagram plus True Draco spells. So I diminish the back row 1 by 1, and then I summoned the monster. And as I summon the monster, I would pop another back row, and then I would just attack them. And if they decide to pop my monster with their Tridents, they would trigger my monster, and I would replace it with either a Monster Reborn trap or what have you, and then just keep going off. So this deck has an amazing matchup against Zeus, which is a lot of my matchups, actually. Round 3, I believe I played against another Zoo. Yeah, I played against another Zoo player. That was a nice round. Round 4, another Zoo. Round 5, I played against a True Draco mirror match, actually. So, this whole deck is I play with Therio, and I was the better True Draco player apparently because I ended up in around the game. It was a good game. I love the game a lot. My most proudest moment of that game was, if you guys played True Dracos, you would know that the Disciples is an Avarice. You would throw back 3 to draw 1. And then, you know, that's good. You want to trigger it to get your plus. I did not trigger it because I looked at my graveyard. There's exactly 3 True Draco cards. And my opponent was like, alright, so you want to activate 2 Disciples, draw 3? And I was like, no. And he was like, why? And the big guy, the worm, the True King card, it was in my graveyard. And I didn't want to throw him back because I had the Monster Reborn trap card, the Call to Haunted True King card in my field. And so I didn't get the +1 because that wasn't +1 anyway. And that actually won me the game because I would have consistent searching and stuff. So a normal autopilot mode player in general would probably have thrown that back, draw 1 card, and I'm glad I didn't do that. So that I was actually proud of that. I mean, it's simple. It's like really small, stupid thing. Someone's probably gonna be like, "That's obvious," but hey, I haven't played for a year. Okay, so I was proud of not screwing up. Round 6. Round 6, I played against a invoked player, and this was pretty sad. So game 3, I was going to win the game. I was really gonna win, cause he had a field, okay, and I was gonna get over his field by setting. I set a True Draco spell card, and I was gonna tribute it for a monster to do cool attack for game stuff. But here's the thing: I set the spell, waited 10 seconds. I shuffled my hand, did my thinking, and, you know, basic wait. Tributed my spell for a True Draco green dude. And the opponent goes, wait. Hey, I had a response for your set. And then I was like, really? You're gonna be that guy? You're gonna be that guy? And he was like, no, I really have a response. He flips the Cyclone. And then me, I was just too nice. One, I was too nice. 2, technically speaking, he was kind of right, because I had to ask for a response for setting a card. So I was just like, okay, whatever. I didn't want to deal with calling a judge over, and like, the judge probably would have ruled in my favor, because I was cool with all the judges. But like, I don't know. I'm just too nice. Like, okay, yeah. Whatever. You do you. If you want it more desperately than I do, fine. Be a shark. So I lost that round against the Invoke player. Sucks, right? So, moving on, I had my second loss of the day. Round 7, I played against True Kings, and I won that match. Luckily, because my friend Swan Lim, shout out to you. There's your shout out. Stop bitching about it. Oh, and while I'm here, shout out to Bubba too. I don't know if you're watching this, but hi. Thanks for letting me your Regeki, which won me a few games, actually. So, I play against Swan a lot. He was playing True Kings. He didn't make top, sadly. So, luckily, I knew how to play against that deck. There's a lot going on with that deck. A lot, so, whew. And then round 8, I played against Invoked again, and I won that match. Skill drain, put in so much work. It was crazy. That round was crazy because he had a Master Restrict set and a Zombie World, so I can't tribute anything. But luckily, I had a diagram and a single True Draco spell. So I would try diagram, pop the spell, set another spell. Next turn, pop the spell, set a trap or another spell. Then I tribute the spell, and I did this, and then I made it come back from something that you should not have been able to come back from. So that was awesome. Yeah. Oh, another proud moment of the day was I played against a zoo player. I went first, and his hand was apparently golly amazing. He told me afterwards. He had a Terratop, Barrage, Kaiju, what have you. And meanwhile, I went first, and I did my whole drawing turn shenanigans. I had a domain up, and a green guy and a red guy tributed to make domain active, and he was like, oh well, shit, if I tribute one of his Dracos with my kaiju, he's still having to tribute some monster. He scooped. I didn't even know what he was playing. And then I won the next game because again, the deck has an amazing matchup against Zeus. Amazing matchup. So yeah, I have my invite, but I'm probably not going to go to Nats because tickets to go to Nats is expensive as balls. It is like $100 to get to Chicago, and then like $400 to get home from Chicago because it's like near 4th of July. So everyone's gonna be buying their tickets to go home, which sucks. Yeah, I'm not down to spend $600 for one day. Plus, I'm not even counting like room and food and travel. So yeah, I'm probably not gonna go. My promise initially was to buy the deck, and if I get my invite, I would buy a ticket to Nats, play at Nats, then sell a deck after Nats. But then I looked at the price ticket, and it was huge. So I'm not gonna do it, cause you know that's wants versus needs. I have to weigh them. Anyway, so my friends let me like half the deck basically. So when I sell the deck, I'm gonna be yeah. So he let me have half the deck. I bought the other half, and that was like really big paycheck of mine. So I'm trying to get my money back. If you guys want to help me out, the link in the description to eBay is down below. And there'll be some other stuff I'm selling too, because I found a lot of other things I want to get rid of that you might be interested in. Who knows? Yeah, that's it, guys. I'm not gonna come back into Yu-Gi-Oh, because again, there's no locals near me. So if I want to get back into Yu-Gi-Oh, I would have to drive 40 minutes to play at locals. I'm not down to do that every weekend, because that's a weekend I could be working to get money. A whole bunch of reasons. I just don't want to get back into Yu-Gi-Oh. So don't expect me to make more Yu-Gi-Oh videos. I might occasionally buy a deck at regional and then go to regional, and I might make another video. But don't expect it to be Yu-Gi-Oh channel again. Yeah. So that's the video. Thanks for watching.